welcome to yet another Coffee with Kilroy on a Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday. Earlier today, or actually not too long ago, I don't know when I'm going to post these. I'll probably post them back to back. But I did a Coffee with Kilroy where I went through Ironsworn, Starforged, or I kind of went through a lot of it actually, but did a little bit of page through, talked a little bit about it, what my expectations are and what it could be and what it may be, and you can tell me what it is if you've played it. But I wanted to also cover this, which is a reference guide that you can purchase separately for Ironsworn Starforged. There's a bunch of printouts that you can print out from their website that goes along with the game. There's a deck of asset cards that you can get. I haven't been able to locate those yet. And then you have this reference guide here that you can get. And so let's do a proper unbagging here of this. I think I picked this up at, Noble Knight? Yeah, I got this at Noble Knight. So here's the back of it here. And it says here, this handy companion to the Ironsworn Starforged tabletop role-playing game contains core content from the Starforged rulebook, along with additional condensed summaries. It includes the moves, the complete set of oracle tables, and a rules breakdown, a glossary, and more. So a lot of this, I think you can get. It's in the book, but it's also in that printout that I showed in the earlier video. But this has it in a nice little, compact little reference guide here, which is, not uncommon in role-playing games. And actually, there's a certain number of board games, or more specifically, war games, that do this now. Lock and Load does this, where they'll have they'll do a spiral bound of the rules or the module scenarios, or even like player aid cards. Like I've got a flip card for a Lock and Load Tactical, which is all the primary combat tables that or highly used or most referred to charts that you use in that game, and they do it in a little bit of flip book, spiral bound flip book. So this is not a unique concept out there, and I thought this is for especially a game like Ironsworn, that Starforged, that has so much structure around the game. There's moves, there's actions, there's oracles, there's and then prep is play. How you're building the universe and building things out and developing your campaign is part of the play, right? Because it is a solo RPG. Well, solo, co-op, and guided, but I think predominantly a solo RPG. So you're doing a lot of this yourself. So I thought it'd be nice to have a little reference guide to help along with that, to have that off to the side. Because you can only have so many pages of the book open, right? And so it'd be nice to have a little reference guide. So let's move the coffee out of the way here. Let's go in a little bit closer. I'm ready for my close-up. And see what's in here. So section 1 is moves. Section 2 is oracles. Section 3 is the codex. So this is your moves. You got a moves index here. And it's just regular paper, but it is spiral bound, so it lays flat nicely. Or if you wanted to flip it over, you can do that as well. So here's all your moves index. Talks about the move title, the category of the move, the reference guide, and then where it's at in the rule book. So very handy here. And again, moves are kind of the core of this game, and how you do move. That's kind of how you do stuff in this world or in this game. Here's quick reference. And then we're just going to break down some of the moves, like session moves, adventure moves, quest moves, connection moves, exploration moves, combat moves. Got the moves like Jagger. Suffer moves, recover moves, threshold moves, legacy moves, fate moves. And pay the price is kind of one of those things where if you have something bad happen, this is kind of the what happens when something bad happens kind of thing, or a failure. Getting a little bit of a bind there. Then you get oracles, and oracles I think is kind of a narrative, kind of helps move the thing forward. Here's core oracles, action, theme, descriptor, focus, space encounters. So here's space sighting, sector name, Here's your stellar objects. It's kind of cool. Spaceborne peril. Spaceborne opportunity. Here's some planets here. And then you got some, this is really cool here. So as you're building stuff out, I mean, you've got, here's desert world. So here's sample names. Here's settlements that you kind of roll for. Atmosphere, life, observe from space, planet side feature. So that, I mean, this is really cool. And you have this for each of the different worlds here. Grave world. Ooh. Jovian world. Jungle world. Ocean world. Adrian. Sorry for that. Bad one. Shattered world. Tainted world. Vital world. There we go. Here's planet-side peril. Planet-side opportunity. Here's settlements that you can encounter. So they said there's all kinds of, here's starships. Starship mission. Starship name. Here's characters. So these are all your kind of different encounters. So, you know, the Oracle is kind of the narrative driving forward of what you're going to encounter. Here's creatures. You know, you have the different type of environment they come from, their scale, their ultra scale, then the basic creature form. And you kind of roll all this stuff and kind of come up with what you end up with. And they got little symbols there for it, little icons. Now, I guess this first look, anytime I think you see first look, it's like your first impression or when you first encounter it, but it could be something deeper once you get into it, I guess. There's factions. You've got guilds, fringe groups, influence. I mean, as I said, this is well thought out. I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here. Here's derelicts. Oops. Derelict zones. Access, community, engineering, operations, all kinds of stuff. Precursor. So a lot of this stuff is in the book, or all this stuff is in the book in some area, but this lays it out a little bit. You know, if you're looking at something in the book and you're also wanting to have something open here, you've got this as a nice little reference. Plus, there's some printouts that handle some of this stuff as well. So quite a bit in here. Miscellaneous oracles. Anomaly, combat. Here's the codex. So yeah, this you can print this out from the website, but here's basically a rules summary. Starforged rules summary. So it talks about your moves, your action rolls, how momentum works. Momentum is something you want to have. It kind of makes things easier, but you can lose it. Progress tracks is kind of how you're moving forward. Legacy tracks, you're moving forward like that, even at a higher level or a grander scale. Here's all your impacts, clocks, scene challenges, glossary, and there you have it. And that's the forge. That's where you're at, or starting at least. So there you have it. So that is the Ironsworn Starforged reference guide. So I think this is, you know, if you're really going to get into Ironsworn Starforged, you know, this makes a lot of sense to probably pick this up too, because this is it's all everything in here is in here, but this is a little bit handier and a little bit more of a quick reference as you're instead of just referring to this all the time. Plus, you know, you have page references in here so that you can go back to this when needed. So there you have it. That's what I have for you today on this Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday Coffee with Kilroy edition. So I hope you're doubly caffeinated, because I did 2 coffee with Kilroys on the same day. Try not to do that, but this required 2 cups of coffee at least. So I'd love to know your thoughts on any of this. And I'll put a link to what I covered on here in the link to this video down below and in the description. Love to know what you think about any of this stuff. Ironsworn, which this is based on, which is more fantasy based, or Ironsworn Starforged, which is in space. Love to know what you think about this system, or any of these materials. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. Have a good one, and thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for watching.